backfire if your CT side is completely and utterly devastated. And there are all the Renegades logos and sprays for you to enjoy as they push straight through players, pushing into the ramp, and Kenzie taking off the head of Lias and just makes it look easy in the process.
It's a bit of a fake though. They're going to be legging their way all the way towards Secret. And Kenzie's having no trouble dispatching Lias and Sicko. So that little bit of a ruse towards ramp has been completely shut down. But now Renegades, they have a free entry towards a lower bomb site. There's no one from forZe at the moment making, towards ramp or towards a lower bomb site. Of course, Renegades have to dot their I's, cross their T's as well. They might get a bomb down for free, but then this retake is going to be, well, at least, I wouldn't say necessarily favoring them. Oh, they're still clearing out all the close angles. They're not sure where any of the CTs are.
All around the world, Blair. They have traveled multiple laps of the map, and they have got the plant down as well, but 5 players still stand for forZe.
They have a kid and a smoke as well in the hands of Norby. They're making no secret of the fact they're making the way from the ramp position. Hats needs to find at least one, which he will. The second, however, won't follow.
Ins gets decapitated by Norby, and he goes in for more. We had questions. We were wondering if some of these younger guns were going to perform, and they by with a couple seconds to go. So a couple Galils, 3 Galils in actual fact, with 2 Tech 9s. And this is the beauty of the T side right now with the current state of the economy, is you can just grind these buys out if you get the purchase. And now Shalfie, at range, tries to tap some heads, can't connect and decides to back out.
Good call from Shalfie there. Immediately vacating premises once he wasn't able to come out on top of that particular duel, with I do believe there was Hats on top of Silo. But yeah, by coming in from Renegades here early on the couple of kills. A little surprised not to see a Mac-10 there. Usually you do see a couple of SMGs in play as well. Instead, yeah, they opt for the rifles. Taking it very, very slow. Still a whole minute left on the clock as Renegades are now going to be deploying their smokes. Going for a walk play, and Zorte blinded, able to find it from above, and that's a very brave play from Shalfie. Able to find Hats, but will be quickly traded, so an early 4v3 man advantage as Alistair also gets tagged down to 41 HP, so they made their way to a secret, and it is no secret to forZe that the bomb, I do believe, was spotted. They know it's going to be a play coming into a lower bomb site potentially, and they already have 2 players lying in wait. One that is Kenzie onto the ramp position, and he's got another player right behind him to back him up.
Yeah, and there's no pressure at the top side either, so they can quickly vent dive if they need the extra firepower and the cavalry to really arrive. It doesn't feel like it's going to be required though. Galil's at this range with full HP and head armor will not insta-kill. It's not the AK-47. So damage is going to be inflicted. A bit of a whiff from Kenzie. Doesn't get fully punished, although he does lose a bit of HP. That smoke is not good enough. There's a gap in that, and Zorte will have completely and utterly devastated if they push out. There's the bomb getting dropped down. The slight gap in the smoke has worked against Renegades, and now the final pieces of the puzzle come into play.
For the CTs, and having no trouble dispatching of all the members of Renegades. So now, yeah, the force spy getting easily swept aside by Jerry and his men, and Shalfie. He wants to get these kills, man. The positioning from him is very, very brave. Finally, he will fall. Just one member remaining. That is... Oh, okay. Sicko. Jerry not able to spot him. Sicko dealing a little bit more damage.
The ramp, it's really tailor-made for the ramp area. Very close-knit angles. He's going outside with it. He really wants to try and take the fight. Now, do you think that could maybe be a misbuy? Or do you think this is intentional?
It could be a misbuy. I honestly think it's a misbuy, but you know what? I'm just gonna try and believe that is intentional. I like that. It's an alpha chat movement. You love to see. You don't expect an auto sniper outside this early in the game, as Lias is gonna be running out through the flames, and I do believe it did lick at his feet. I'm not sure anyone heard him though. And this is a very interesting play from forZe, right? They have a couple of players pushed up very aggressively towards outside. And now, for the lower bombs, it's only one man. It's Kenzie, and he's on a bit of a hunt, because he knows Lias has made his way down towards vents. And now Renegades are going to be going for this delayed play towards outside, and they could just get completely slaughtered here, Vince.
Even if they get the first player, I doubt they expect the second. Shalfie is going to bait this one in, and now Jerry, they had no idea. Clotheslined, he gets 2 and a third as well. And that round has completely and utterly fell apart for Renegades. Flawless on forZe. Just the one casualty in Lias, although he got down secret, through the vent super quick, it doesn't make any difference. Maybe he gets one drop frag from players not expecting his position, but judging from the X-ray, I believe Jerry is looking right towards Secret right now, so he's spotted it.
No idea that he would be tucked inside, and that's going to be forZe. 4-0 start, a very good start as well, because that round they just lost to one player. So even though money's not that great for a couple of players here like Norby, like Shelfie, you look at Zorta, you look at Kenzie, they're pretty much flush with cash early on. And for Renegades right now, once again going to come down to pistols. This time though, going to be going for a little bit of a faster play towards Secret. The smokes will be deployed early on, and they have a look in the form of Liaz with the Tech 9 towards ramp. So it looks like it's going to be a lower bomb site play. No utility left, however, after that initial deployment of smoke. So they're going to have to rely on his Tech 9 swarming that bomb site.
Yeah, this is where you'd love to see that Deagle just rip around the corner and take the head off. The Tech 9 is not going to pack the same kind of a punch. Norby, I like that he backs off. He doesn't overextend, he doesn't give his life away, he just dips back into the B site where there is extra players to watch him, and they have each other's angles and crossfire established. There's no way forward for Renegades at this point to get down on the B site. Whether they want to try and mix it up and get back outside via main on A is yet to be seen. forZe have done a great job of withstanding this initial push.
Keeping them at bay, not giving them any free fights, forcing them out from these choke points. And as you said, now Renegades, oh, they're going to be falling back towards upper, and now it's all in Jerry. He does have backup potentially in the form of Shelfie, who's going to make his way up towards heaven. He's going to spot them, and he's going to find Sicko and Hats out in the open. And that's information conveyed to his teammate, and Shelfie will have no trouble dispatching Inns. And they're just running out of time, they're running out of luck, they're running out of members as well. Ali able to at least find one, but Jerry will strike back, and Zorti will
purchase an auto sniper, one of the most expensive guns in the game. So it paints a very bleak picture, but if Renegades can get themselves in here, if they can get a foundation built, then none of that will matter. But it has to start right here, right now.
Right here, right now is where Ali finds himself with the AWP. Up towards Silo. They know Shelfie likes being aggressive, and Shelfie's not showing anything yet. Zorti, in the meantime, able to find Inns from the AC vents there, and that's a position that he's been playing earlier as well. He's just everywhere with his auto sniper bits. It must be so annoying for Renegades to deal with, and that's almost untradeable position-wise. And Renegades at least have been able to sneak Sicko in. He's made his way towards Secret. Still a couple of members lying in wait towards lobby. They're waiting for potentially some aggression from forZe, but forZe, again, they're showing nothing. They're not showing anything with their hands, and with that, Renegades slowly trailing back towards the ramp area where once more Kenzie is going to lie in wait with that AUG of his.
Excellently placed and timed incendiary as well. Keeps Renegades on their back foot. 45 seconds, now flashing in, now aggressing. Another incendiary there to dodge them though. And here comes the frag. Kenzie gets one, trading out the life of Zorti. Still whittling away that time, funneling in Renegades into awkward positions. 30 seconds left, and they still need to pick a side. They're completely isolated and segregated from one another. Now they're starting to come up with 25 seconds to go. Sicko is coming through towards main. Hats will be joining them as well. But it just takes one kill to go against them at this point, and this round is over. Good positions on the side of forZe as well. Spray from Norby is on point. Sicko gets put down, and there's a second. Even though Liaz comes back.
Toying with the food at the moment. They're not, you know, over-rotating. They're committing to the bomb sites. They have complete faith in the players holding on to these positions. The utility usage has been great as well. Finally, we might see a little bit of a big switch up here from Renegades, going for a fast hit towards outside, and it's going to be Tech 9 from Hats able to find one, but almost simultaneously everyone will be mowed down for the side of Renegade, leaving only Inns able to find Kenzie. That's huge. Jerry, though, trying to get this kill. They know exactly where he is. And you can see Shelfie already making sure that Inns won't be able to sneak his way from outside. 1v3 though, Tech 9 in hand, Shelfie on 18 points of health, Zorti with the auto sniper. Jerry.
Well, a team that many people would have put in their pickups were G2 and Liquid. 46 is the current score over on the D stream. Obviously, catch that if you watch that game. But stick with us if you want to continue to watch this bloodbath, and it's all going the way of forZe, as is the start of this round. And it's that man again, Jerry. Shelfie, his partner in crime, on outside multiple times, will dip in for a second of the round. And this is after a bye as well. Renegades cannot get a foothold in this game. They simply cannot deal with the heat that forZe is bringing. And already, we could be looking at an 8-0 lead.
It's grim. It's so very grim for Renegades right now, and it's not just about, like, you can go back to the previous game between BNE and Eternal Fire, and even when you saw the scoreline 6-1, you can be like, yeah, some of those rounds are super close. It came down to some, you know, huge 5v3s being converted by the side of BNE, but this has just been sheer domination. The fashion in which Renegades are losing these rounds, it's shocking, and you can see a clear difference in the overall abilities here for the two teams. Alistair able to find a nice kill into Zorte, but Kenzie through the fire and flames walks in, trades his teammate, and you're right, Vince. This is going to be 8-0. And for Renegades, it's... what do they do here? Sicko able to find one. There's so many problems right now for Renegades. I can't even put my finger on just one single thing. As once more, they're going to be going for the early outside smokes. And you can see forZe, as they're starting to win more and more rounds, it's starting to feel even more confident. You saw Shalfie, for example, just walk out towards trophy room and get a kill earlier on. Kenzie, though, that is a dangerous game. They're going to run on in, and it's going to come down to his teammate to help him out, and Shalfie will have no trouble mowing down the marauding members of Renegades, and just nothing they can do. Again, this is just a pistol armor upgrade, a light upgrade coming out from Renegades, but he's not even able to find a kill. You know, sure, Shalfie's down to 18 HP. Might see some nice 1Ds potentially coming out, but different team. Kenzie and Norway, 9-1 and 8-3 respectively. This is the sort of start you kind of dream of, even though you might be going up against Renegades. And there were a lot of pundits who were like, you know, there's still that best-of-1 upset potential for Renegades, but forZe, they're shutting it down. Look at this again, outside aggression. They're poking and prodding, they're making Renegades feel uncomfortable, and Renegades, they just seem to be running out of ideas and wondering what they're going to do. Right now, though, it's looking like it's going to be an upper hit, which we haven't seen thus far. We haven't seen a full-fledged execute coming out from Renegades yet.
I think the closest we got was in the second round, and that got completely blitzed. Here's Zorte, though, with that auto sniper. I was talking before, it's tailor-made for the ramp area, because you can just keep rat-a-tat-tatting across and get kills, and even forcing team kills as well. From bad to worse, it's salt straight in the wounds. The bomb's down. Oh, I normally don't call games this early, Blair, but unless Renegades have a sharp turn for the better, this game is looking like it's over. Zorte with a ridiculous flick to the head, and it's only Inns that can muster up one frag.
Nope. 3K. He is using that auto sniper like a rifle, making it sink. For Renegades, though, fire's going to be coming out now non-stop. You know, they just have to go for it at this point in time. And out in the open, looking for the duel. And Zorte, Alistair, he managed to find himself an AWP, and Zorte is just going to immediately dispatch of him. And in the meantime, you can see Kenzie pushing in, but this time he will be punished. Finally, something going the way of Renegades, but still, it's a 4 versus 4.
It's mad to say, but in a 4v4, this is one of the best chances they've had in this entire map to actually get around. I know how ridiculous a statement that is. That has been the state of affairs. It's a small gap in the smoke. Norvi maybe make the most of it, but actually Inns spots him. Acts as a one-way, and in doing so, now Renegades have player advantage. Can they make the most of it, though? Jerry going to be getting up close behind the smoke. There's a flank. Shalfie, expertly spotted by Observer, is coming round from the back, and this could be the round in the palm of his hands. He bides his time, he waits. He knows there's been more players here. Zorte's now seeing a ton of them pushing through into the round, but Shalfie gets downed by Inns. Interesting wrench thrown in the works. Jerry's making the most of this chaos, though, to get up close on the hut side. But he's not sure if main is being aggressed on. This dangerous game of cat and mouse is going both ways. Still 3 players from Renegades remain, and Hats from above will strike dead. Here comes
Not this one round, let's win a few more. And still, very much within the realms of possibility. If they're able to string like maybe 4 rounds together here and get off to a good start on the CD side, there is a world that this game could still be competitive. But you got to remember for forZe, okay, Zorte will this time fall to Ali early on. Revenge, a little belated, but finally he gets it done.
Sicko around the corner. They've been bested from this angle before. This time, though, there's no double play set up. Shalfie is not joining Jerry, which is probably for the best because they did lose the player outside. However, Jerry, can he get anything done? Smoke's coming down. Molly's, he can hear the footsteps to his right-hand side. Could very well come down to timing. Shalfie will try and will succeed in weakening Inns before he gets finished off by Jerry. And so that brisk one-man advantage has come to a close. Now the aggression comes in, but Norvi and Jerry expertly navigating their way through this push and putting up a blockade, which will see Renegades crash headfirst into it. and the bomb gets spilled out into the open. This round is looking pretty much finalized. Seiko still alive though, still in the fight.
To deliver, but when everyone's delivering and Jerry's top fragging, suddenly forZe picking people are feeling pretty mighty happy with that.
Definitely not including you, right, Blair?
Not including me, of course.
Okay. Yeah, but I guess from Jerry's perspective as well, in terms of fragging hard, when your team around you is all performing perfectly, doing everything you want from them, it gives you so much more confidence. Here comes the push though, and this time, Jerry on fire will have to try and dish out the damage, and he does just that with Kenzie. 2 future aid, a lot of damage inflicted, but Liaz doubles up before being put down through the smoke. On only a few hit points, and Shalfie will finish off the execution. 2-play-2, but it's still well over a minute left on the clock, and options available for Renegades, and they're looking to exploit that down on towards the B side via ramp.
Sorta hears this. He knows who the player is, and it's gonna be Ali all by his lonesome. He's gonna plant the bomb, and now In's far away. If he gets isolated over here, it's not gonna be easy. And there you go, Ali will be taken down. Now, for forZe, they still have no clue where In's is, and In's can retrieve a rifle. This is doable.
It's doable. 1v2, one of the best chances they've had. If he can take this thing off cleanly, there was a way forward, but Shalfie is too good. 15th kill posted up from the young man, and forZe already off to a 12-1 lead.
Two clean kills. Ali, unfortunately, able to get the bomb done, but he was isolated, he was caught out of position. Round number 14. Renegades have only one to the name thus far, and Shalfie once more with the aggression, and he's gonna find one as Kenzie simultaneously finds Hat all the way towards ramp room.
Blair, if this was a boxing match, the towel would have been thrown already. This is looking brutal. We are witnessing a crime right now, honestly.
But that's why, you know, esports is a bloody affair. There's no referee here. No, he's not going to be like, you know, all right, timeout, that's it. This one's done. No, you have to play it out, even battered, bloodied, and bruised. You have to play until your opponent gets a 16. Or you're able to mount a comeback. Anything can happen, Vince. You know, it's Counter-Strike. But thus far, some of these opening games have been very lopsided, apart from the first one we had here in the B stream.
Oh, we got blessed with that first game. That was incredibly close as we expected it to be. I think this was more of maybe an unknown. Molly down. Jerry not for the first time. Has to put on his fire suit and run out of there. And here's Kenzie from me. For me to even believe in a comeback, it has to be this in the next round.
I just want to say that Kenzie kill onto Hat jumping across.
Yeah.
Like with a headshot, like that's just ludicrous. Zorti with the AWP, Vince. He's just wielding every scoped rifle, it seems like, but he's had so much money, he hasn't had to take out the scout thus far. Speaking of weaponry, though, for Renegades, heading to the final round here in the first half, it's not that great. You got a couple of Galils, actually 3 Galils in total, an AK-47, and just a solitary Deagle in the hands of Vince. Look, I want to paint this like to be something, you know, a potential comeback here. They get a 13-2, they win the pistol round the CD side, they grind it back. I just wouldn't even believe myself if I said it. It's just been such a dominant performance coming out from forZe.
They have looked like the superior team, like absolutely wild. And Zorti unfortunate not to connect something through the smoke, shoots between players, but a good counter flash will stop them. Wall of smoke's put down, and this is one of the first times we've seen Renegades actually breach down on Secret without taking significant damage. Spray is good for Liaz, but not enough to yield the frag, although Shalfie will think twice about pushing through again with 22 HP.
Shalfie has just gone away with murder every time he's pushed towards ramp here as Jerry spots the player out immediately. Goes close the door. They don't expect him to be sticking around inside looking to take the fight, and Shalfie and Jerry doubled up into the lower bomb site. 35 seconds. Renegades, they need to get the bomb down.
Yeah, they need to get that W key pressed as well, because time is of the essence. Zorti still in a good position, may just have missed out on timing alone. The barrel of the gun will betray him if he continues to peek out through here. Hats with the Galil, should be picking up this frag, does take him down, keeps his hands on the rifle instead, and now Northy is stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's so many teams pushing him down right now. Around the corner, he picks himself up a second, that could be good enough. 7 seconds left on the clock. He's bought his team up enough time, Molly down with a flashbang as well. Beautiful 1D from Ints though, from nowhere. Renegades actually have a chance, but it's only a fleeting one because Shalfie and Kenzie are still well and truly in this. Sicko down at low HP, the clock timer starting to tick away ever so quickly. Ins watching on the vents, anticipating a push is going to be coming up, and that's the main issue right now. They're so isolated from one another, but Kenzie comes in with 2 and lands planted dink onto Inns as well. I'm not sure there's enough time though. Shalfie was stuck in the vents for so long that he has to run straight onto the site, and it's likely he'll get picked off as soon as he tickles that bomb, and he realizes his days are numbered anyway. This round is done. Renegades will get a set.
It's a little bit worrisome, and for the side of forZe, we do have, well, Kenzie's going to be utility guy with smoke and a flash. The rest of them, Glocks and armor abound for forZe.
Liaz on the peak outside. Two players round the corner though, and one of them is a P250 in the hands of Zorti. Needs to tread very carefully. Losing main this early in the round. Spell Doom. Zorti on the drive-by removes the head of Alistair. Lock is now open for business. Shut down is Renegades once more. They still have 4 players. Julie's in effect. Bomb gets spilled down. Entry frag though is forthcoming from Shalfie, and now Jerry from above will strike from the heavens and smite and tear through Renegades once more. Liaz nearly pulls off a highlight clip worthy moment, but he's going to be bested by Shalfie, and in doing so now Sicko with full health has to try and come to this weak side. He's been spotted.
If they do, it's going to be miraculous. It's going to require Herculean effort from them. And unfortunately, apart from like a couple of heroics we saw in the final round, the first half, for example, we haven't really seen much from them, from the individuals, from the team as a whole. And they've just been getting outplayed, outgunned, and outmaneuvered by Jerry.
At every turn, yeah, they've been completely outclassed. And for this comeback to happen, not only would it have to be a Herculean effort, as you said, but it'd have to be some serious mismanagement, misplays from forZe, and that is the one thing that we have not seen from them so far. They have been on point throughout. 2 MP9s by the side of Renegades, a Deagle and a 5-7, and they have to try and hold on somehow with a double stack. One moment, one missed move, and this round is done. Good headshot on Hats though. He can trade up to the AK. This is where things start to get a little bit more interesting, but spray down he will get. Alistair now shows his hand, shows his position, and carves a path through Norby. Liaz from the shadows strikes onto Kenzie, and maybe Renegades are going to snatch this round away. It's going to be a post plant though, and Shalfie holds on to this with Zorti as all 3 remaining CTs push in. All of them are healthy. They don't have much utility though, but they have manpower. Zorti with 1 can't transfer to a second.
Problem is, Jerry's T-sides are fun to watch. Like, he's going to poke and prod, he's going to make you feel uncomfortable. He's not going to allow you to feel, even if Renegades is able to string a few rounds together here, forZe are always going to be aggressive in your face and make sure that you're in a very uncomfortable spot. And exactly what's going to happen here. Kenzie's going to find Inns, and they come charging up towards the upper bomb side. It's a 3v3, and AWP in the hands of Ali, not going to make life easy. An AK-47 retrieve for Jerry, and the bomb, it will be planted.
Planet down. Shrapnel is significant though in terms of damage onto Zorti and Shalfie. Softens them both up. That 1-hit kill from the A1S. The AK and the AWP is pretty self-explanatory. Meanwhile though, the positions on Renegades, 2 players up in heaven and 1 is main. This can get a little bit sketchy if they don't come out together, and they have, but Shalfie and Zorti put them down with pistols, and Renegades' very short-lived comeback may come to an abrupt end. Alistair with it all to do. 11 kills becomes 12. He could maybe pull this one off, but time is so scarce. Trying to desperately get this frag. Picks it up. Is there going to be enough time? No. He has to try and back out of there. May even go down to the bomb if he's
in a very uncomfortable position, all honesty, post-plant-wise, but then Renegades giving a little bit of space, and forZe able to just chomp down on it, down to the final. Potential to find round aggression from Renegades. I like this. The double man push coming in and able to find 3 kills, and somehow down to 2 versus 3. Ali needed to hit that shot, and Zorti is aware. He's aware where Hats is. He's aware of where Liaz is as well with the FAMAS. And Zorti is all by his lonesome right now. I think he saw Liaz. I think he's aware of where his position is. He's getting swarmed though from both the sides. The timing is atrocious, and he will be found. Bomb dropped, and Renegades 3v1, bomb and guns retrieved, and it's all on Kenzie.
Kenzie with a chance to make a name for himself here and put an end to this map quickly. Still time, 1 minute on the clock. Trifecta of CTs holding on to the bomb. And now going to be spotted. Kenzie's going to
force their way into this win right now. As you pointed out very correctly, Vince, their money was rough. They don't have enough utility. If you look at Inst, like, he's lacking a lot of, like, you know, he doesn't have any utility whatsoever to speak of. And that is something they could try and exploit. Renegades in the previous round, That was a Hail Mary play, just pushing and just pincering lobby, and it works out for them. But that's not something which can be consistent. It's not something they can rely time and time on again. Here comes the play towards Ram. Sicko, not able to find a single player. He's going to fall back down towards the lower bomb site, but not before he does at least find Jerry, but kenzie will dispatch of him, and it's going to be a 4v4.
The team's already spilled down onto the B side though. Is going to put Renegades in a really awkward spot. Liaz having a bit of reprieve with his A1S as he darts into the decon. Suddenly 2 players remain. Clumped together. Hans could have them, but instead he loses his head from Zorti. Good counter frag from kenzie, who's in another clutch situation. Once again, decent HP and time by his side. Hasn't picked up the bomb. Still down in an awkward spot. Doesn't want to overextend and give his life away. Keeping his options available. Going into control room. If he can just get that timing peak on to take one of these players down, this round is so winnable for kenzie, but that is the main issue, is the bomb position, and he has no idea as to where these CTs are. For all he knows, one is down on the decon area. Now he's clearing that one out. Inns out in no man's land is looking for that long flank, and if kenzie comes upstairs, he may have a chance, but Inns has the angle covered. Flash and smoke out will afford him safe passage. Inns, not giving his position away, is going to be sneaking in instead.
And finally, Renegades have been able to break the economy of forZe. It's taken 20 rounds, Vince, but we'll take it if you're a Renegades fan.
Yeah, the only problem here, though, is there's so many banana peels and hurdles and other obstacles that they have to navigate their way across. If they want to get close there, there's Zeus. Not really expecting a Renegades player to push up on T-Roof, but, you know, I suppose crazy things have happened.
It's pretty optimistic. Usually you see the Zeus on the CD side, just hiding around a corner like a little gremlin, but maybe Shalfie, you can get run boosted and just like glide through the air like good old Jack.
Oh wow, freebie of a kill. Players have already spilled outside though towards the heaven side of the map, and Zorti with a Glock? Oh dear, that's gonna sting, especially if they can pick up a second as well. Liaz won't be pushed. You saw briefly Norvi did have the M4, tossed it to Zorti because he's down at 21 HP.
This is so awkward. This is so awkward for Renegades. Oh, Zorti's gonna be boosted from the right-hand side. Liaz, he should have enough reactions here. Never mind, Sicko is gonna strike, and it was looking a little scary, but Sicko being a little proactive, ensuring that forZe did not go any further beyond. Shalfie left alone. AKs for the rest of the teammates, and a ton of utility as well. There is a distinct lack of incendiary, just a couple of Molotovs to work with, as we do have Liaz lobbing a nade and a lot of and Molotovs and whatnot, trying to keep the T's at bay. But this is a fast pace. It's a very fast pace of forZe, and kenzie unaware of where he's getting. Sorry, Liaz getting caught off guard, but Inns and has to reply back, and somehow they swatted away that hit from forZe.
Oh, Shalfie and Norvi already in a position with what, minute 20, minute 25 left. Of not really having too many options available to them. Norvi's been tagged down to 68 HP. They only have a smoke between the two of them and 2 Glils. It's feeling like maybe there is a way back in for Renegades. They can stabilize fully on their economy. A couple players still fairly low on that process. forZe, though, have shown, even with Tech-9s and Deagles, they are very much a threat that you have to contend with. And in the meanwhile, they're splitting up, looking to try and divide and conquer Renegades. If maybe the play down in secret can pull off some shenanigans, then things get a little bit interesting, which will be Shalfie, especially considering that his teammate of Norvi is looking to try and pivot in towards the ramp side, so they can maybe, if Shalfie can clear out these angles, have that final destination on the B side and make this a little bit more interesting, especially considering they do have control over the bomb. That's in the hands of Norvi. Now, unfortunately for Shalfie, he had to make some noise. That's forced away Sicko. Shalfie now trying to take that.
So, how the one around just a few minutes prior. So Renegades still need to be wary. It's going to be the play towards ramp. Yes, indeed it is. It's going to be the Deagles, but that smoke keeping every single one at bay. It's a long road ahead here for Renegades. It's like they need to win 8 in a row to take it to OT, right? It's not even a guaranteed win if they win 8 in a row. They still need to go to OT, but we've seen it happen in the past. We've seen it happen in the past. We've seen some crazy comebacks in tournaments, in majors as well. So you can't ever count any team out at this stage. But if they can do that, that is going to be insane. Speaking of insane, is that shot from kenzie. Goodbye, Ali.
And goodbye outside control as well alongside it. They're going to have to send someone across to contend with that position now, which will be ins downstairs through Secret. This leaves A, and more importantly, Ramp, so much more vulnerable. Sicko is here, but there's 3 players up against him. Eagle in hand, spray as he may, no kills forthcoming, but he at least can relay the information that the T's have reached down into the B side of the map. Liaz with an important kill onto Jerry. On top of that, is keeping the T's honest, and they just have to peek him one by one. This is where the House of Cards should come crumbling down, but it's at the cost of a bomb plant, and Norvi and Kenzie are both still alive. Kenzie, 24 kills to his name, doesn't get finished off, bit off more than he could chew, but doesn't get punished for it. And now Norvi with that Eagle have to put in some big frags. There's one. Sicko gets splattered by that Desert Eagle, and both players 20 or below HP have their work cut out for them, but they're not sticking on the site. Now Norvi can go back in, just has to peek out. The bomb planted for his position, there's not that much time, but here comes the full-on defuse in amongst the smoke.
The precipice, but it's not quite over yet.
I don't think anyone would say this has been a beautiful game of Counter-Strike.
For forZe, yes, 100%.
Especially that first half. It's been a bit more scrappy on this T side, but it's scrappy. It's that first game of the major for both of these teams. This is where you expect things to be a little bit more labored. Alistair, great shot before the flash fully blinded him, and will be rewarded with the kill onto Kenzie, and that is a significant player to pick off. The top fragger on the server has had tons of impact, even with Eagles. Any weapon you give him, he's performing. Gives Renegades a golden opportunity for their 9th round now.
A lot of rotation coming from Ali. He gets a pick towards outside. He's going to be dropping towards the lower bomb side via vents and going to be making his way towards Secret. That's something which could potentially catch Renegades off guard. But Ali, he will show a bit of patience there, not getting too ahead of himself. Just holding a more passive, safer angle. Nice little flick there, falling back, transitioning back to a more safer position, and this is just textbook opping coming out from Ali. This is something we expected to see. Unfortunately, it took a while for him to come alive. This is looking much better. A clean round thus far from Renegades. As I say that, Jerry will drop in, however, although he has been tagged down to 11 HP, but this is a gargantuan ask of forZe. 30 seconds on the clock, bomb dropped in no man's land, Jerry down to 11 HP, and Zorte with the AWP. You go for the save.
Yep, this is pretty much destined for a save round now on the side of forZe. Renegades getting closer and closer. I think at this point is maybe where forZe start to sweat just a tad. Just a little bit. I'd normally say double digits is when the combat becomes real and a lot of teams start to feel like things are maybe going against them. But in this case, the battle task after all. However, they have to withstand another push because of that save. Full buy comes in and they are pushing fast. However, that incendiary completely stalls and stymies them.
Crucial bit of utility there, or else that could have been a call for the upper hit coming in. You can see on HUD as well, Renegades, they are on fire right now. They are on a bit of a streak of their own. Although the caveat being that one misstep, one mistake, and it's over. The game is done. See Molotov being deployed towards the back of the bomb site, but they're not going to be acting off it. Still, kind of taking a leaf out of the book from Renegades, where we saw early in the first half where they were taking things slow, right? A little bit of posturing, but not really going for any map control. Instead, delaying it until they were able to potentially find a kill, and then going for the hits. Unfortunately, it didn't quite pan out for them. But forZe though, let's see if it does for them. They still have Zorte with the AWP. They've utilized a lot of the utility now. They just have a couple of smokes remaining. Just a one smoke, a Molotov, and a handful of flashbangs. So they need to go for the play right now, and it's going to be a hit coming in all the way towards outside. Norway, however, will fall to Liaz in the meantime.
He does. I think Alistair would have been in the thick of it had he not picked up that frag. He's in a great position. Secret control, though, starting to fall for the forZe side.
They have Sicko.
Sicko is down here, and in an interesting position. We haven't seen them use just yet outside the control room window. He hasn't had a great game, though. I think it's safe to say he's had a couple of labored sprays, but he could be called upon. The timing, though. Decon gets open, forces him away from that angle that could have been so important. Alistair on the periphery of the smoke may also strike gold at the same time. Psycho goes down. Here comes Alistair, though. Caught completely, but knife Shelfie! Not even in the back. He looked into the whites of his eyes before he plunged that blade deep. There's just enough time for the bomb plant as well in amongst this very strange, chaotic round, and this may not be done. forZe could still win from this point. The spray is labored from Kenzie, but Zorte's there to help him out. There we